Our Liberation is Wielding Our Fire, written and read by Jasmine A. Fortunato.
There's weight to it, heavier than it should be. Swollen with blood that is sticking to the insides of your cheeks, it seizes, spasms, begs for you to let it go, begs for mercy. Let it glide over your teeth. Feel how sharp those canines are. The blood sticks to your gums, metallic. It begs to lash out, but does not know the consequences of doing so. Yet it pleads to give them the tongue lashing that they deserve. Something is crawling its way up your throat, burning its way through you, coaxing you to open your mouth already. Breathe fire at those that spit venom without knowing how dangerous their prey can be. Someone is talking, always fucking talking, while you fight to unclench your jaw. Staring out at the crowd of students, all you see is red. Abruptly, your hand raises. It pulls at the stiffness in your neck, sharper than you had intended. You try to roll your shoulders back, but it does nothing to wipe away the ache. The facilitator's eyes dart warily to you. Please don't say anything about their ignorance. Play dead. You wish that often, don't you? Pursing her lips, she calls your name. The ringing in your ears is so loud you don't know what you said until it's quiet. You are sure words like ignorance, racist, and bullshit must have left your mouth. That last one is not sophisticated enough for a classroom setting. It is apparent by the white hand covering the facilitator's mouth, her eyes bulging slightly. Some eyes follow you closely, with no shame, waiting with bated breath to see what you do next. Others try for the art of subtlety, only chancing looks when they think you won't catch them. You always do. A small minority avert their eyes, stare at their hands, their shoes, their papers, anywhere but at the caged animal that sits like a human in their seat. Those are the ones who invited you over last weekend. The coffee cake you made is still half full on your kitchen counter at home. The laughs you all shared, a hollow echo that performed its last call. The only ones who do not look at you like you committed a felony are the others like you in the room. Your friend, with her beautiful, thick, curly black hair, looks to you. You don't know what she's looking for. You wish you had answers besides, yes, that happened, and no, our white friends didn't say anything to defend us, and lo siento, hermana. You break eye contact when your eyes become too watery to see through. You didn't play dead, but the pain is just as severe. Later, the professor will ask you to stay after class. She does so under the guise that your facilitation is next week. We both know why she wants to talk. She clears her throat. Eyes look to you to start the conversation. You won't. She flexes her hand a few times. She stands beside you, an older woman looking at a younger woman. Her, someone who has fought prejudice and taught how to for years. You, someone who was born with skin that called for a negotiation of survival. She has the years behind her to wait for you to speak. You have the fire to burn in the very spot you stand. She starts slowly, concerned about how you are feeling, how do we move past this? The conversation is awkward, stunted, loud, without the chatter of your peers to drown it out. Nothing is coming out right, and she does not understand. She apologizes a lot. You don't have the heart to tell her that it's useless. The damage is done. This will never feel like a safe space again. You wish her a good night. You go home and try to move past the lump in your throat. The tears burn on the way down. Next week, your facilitation will have a positionality statement activity. The ones who started this mess will not participate. They will cross their arms, slouch in their seats, and talk to their friend next to them. When it's time for the free write, they won't take out any paper, let alone a pen. They will stare you down, challenging you to say something with the authority they know you don't have as class facilitator, till you call on them to share what they've written, daring them to admit what they have done or didn't do to your professor. They will stammer their way through. Your professor will crease her eyebrows and write something down. From this angle, it looks like their name, followed by an X. It won't be enough, but it will satisfy the fire that it's lodged its way in the back of your throat. During group work share-out, you refuse to call on them. You let their hands dangle in the air until it finally surrenders. It might look like an abuse of power. What power could you possibly abuse? They won't give you any. They never gave your ancestors any. In fact, their fire burned villages to the ground. You call on someone else. It won't ever be enough, but you didn't play dead. Many before you had to do so to survive. Many before you didn't play dead and ended up that very way. Many before you never even had the choice. No matter in what way, they fought for you to be able to have that power. Is that not liberation? ¿Cómo se dice resistencia? Resistance? That fire lives on in you, threatening to burn you alive if you don't use it every once in a while. We are the descendants from Quetzalcoatl, a cross between bird and snake, serpent, dragon. Our fire is ancient, having been lowly smoldering for centuries, though never snuffed out, waiting for us to remember how to use it, how to gather it into our lungs, inhale without solely fanning the flames, exhale without burning ourselves to ash. We are not dead. You have to light the way for others to follow. Let your flame be your torch, mija. If I were to smile now, would you see a rabid animal? Would you not question why I am still caged?